Let's change this to public. Yeah, let's see if anything's going on. No chat. I think we are up and running, possibly. See if anybody's out there at 2:20 in the AM Eastern Time. Probably not. See if this is showing up anywhere. Oh, yeah, showing up live. Hey, somebody's there. Hey, 123 cameraman. What's going on? Can you hear anything? My PC crapped the bed earlier, so I had to reinstall everything. And all right, sweet. Glad it's coming through. Hopefully, hopefully I'm back in the game. At least we'll get this Wolfpack episode that I lost tonight rescheduled. I'll hang out for a bit, see what's going on. Who needs sleep? What's going on? Let's see. Hey, 2 viewers. Hello, other viewer. Maybe that's just me. Spinning lots of music video stuff lately. Got a lot of new metal discs and stuff from Yellow Magic Orchestra, Ryuichi Sakamoto. Been spinning a lot of that. I just watched a Judas Priest disc yesterday. And just lots and lots of music, and yeah, it's cool. Keeps me entertained. I tend to watch that stuff late at night. It's cool because a lot of music discs are they're under an hour. Some of them are a little bit longer, but it's cool. I can just pop on the side and just kick back for an hour or two, like way late at night, and then call it. But other than that, just trying to catch up on some streaming stuff. Finally watched Poker Face, like way behind the curve on that. And trying to stay sane. Reorganized my my storage closet, so because I wanted access to all the stuff I'm archiving. That's the other thing I've been doing is archiving VHS tapes. So I reorganized everything and put all my tapes organized by like kind of year, because I figured I might as well start archiving all the oldest stuff, like from like 85, before those tapes disintegrate. So I'm kind of going through and making digital backups of all that stuff. So it's fun. Yeah, Poker Face was cool. Yeah, it was a good throwback to 70s TV, like Columbo. And not normally a Natasha Lyonne fan. I didn't really get into Russian Doll. But Poker Face was a lot of fun. So look, I'm sure season 2 is probably gonna take forever to come out with the writer's strike, but rewatching Tokyo Vice now, just because it was a little while ago since I watched it, and I had to reinstall or re-sign up for Max now that HBO Max turned into Max. So it just happened to be my feed. I'm like, let me watch that again. So just did episode 6 today, so I got 2 more. We'll see from there. But yeah, so I've been doing tons of VHS recordings. I did some Night Flight episodes last night from USA Network from late 1985. So that was fun. Lots of, there was a cool Pioneer commercial on there too. It wasn't for LaserDisc though. It was just for like a 6 CD changer. But it was, super synthwave aesthetics, and couldn't make it any more 80s than it was. It was pretty amazing. So yeah, that was fun. Tripping back. After a while, I got a fancier VCR with a flying erase head, so I could get rid of commercials, because back in the 80s and 90s, I wanted to be as professional as possible. But then flash forward decades, and everybody wants the commercials. They don't really care about the product too much. They just want the capture of the original airing. So I get it, but at the time, I couldn't see what the future wanted. I just wanted concise edits. But obviously, I let a lot of stuff rip and programmed a lot of stuff. So I got a ton of things with all the commercials. So something will be viable. Oh, that's interesting. Self-flipping flips too early. That build, yeah, that's something I've never run across. I've had some of the early '90s players just kind of crap out during the flip. That early alpha flip mechanism of the Pioneers. Sometimes it would get stuck on the upper pin and just like freak out, and sometimes it has a hard time coming back from the side. But I've never seen it trigger the flip, before the end of the side. So that's new on me. Yeah, it's got to be, so I don't know if that's something mechanical or just like an alignment issue or something. Yeah, that's a weird one. Yeah, that's wild. That sucks though, if you're like getting close to the end of the side and it's just like, nope, time for side 2. So, man, that is interesting. Yeah, I'll have to look that up. Intrigued to see if anybody else has had that problem. But I'm sure it's fixable. It's just figuring it out. Yeah. What the best cause of action is there. Yeah. That's a trip. But is it a Pioneer player? At least if it's a Pioneer, there's probably some hope for some service manuals and things like that. All right, well, that's cool at least. Yeah. Yeah, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. So, I mean, I guess, yeah. Yeah, you can't even really watch just side A. I mean, maybe if you... Yeah, what happens if you put side A the wrong way and just hit side B from the start? Can it play side A as side B all the way through, I wonder? And get to the end? That might work. It's kind of a pain in the ass, though. I had to do that once with a player. It was being super finicky, and I could watch all of side B all the way through, but side A would flake out because of the tracking. Eventually got it fixed, but in order to watch something, I'd have to put the disc in upside down and hit side B and just watch that about. Yeah, 5 minutes early. Yeah, it's got to be something. It's got to be something. Calibration wise or something like that, unless it's you think if it was hitting some sort of a physical stop, then it would just shit the bed altogether and it wouldn't flip. But yeah, it seems like it's getting some sort of wrong timing information or triggering information. It's self-flipping is pretty cool. It's handy. I mean, a lot of times just kick back late at night, don't have to get up. I'm on the reclining couch and takes care of it. I mean, sometimes I'll fall asleep and then it gets that weird situation where you're kind of coming in and out of consciousness and you didn't even know that it flipped and you're like, wow, man, this side is really, really long. Yeah, meanwhile, you've been dozing in and out for a while. But it's pretty handy, yeah. It's cool just to kick back. You get those 2-sided discs, watch them all in one fell swoop and not have to get up. But, yeah, cool. Looks like there's a couple other people out there. Obviously, I'm not going to hang out too late because, it's creeping up on 2:30. Last LaserDisc, well, there's a couple different... hey, Eric, what's happening? There's a couple different answers because there's in the U.S., the last movies were Bringing Out the Dead and Sleepy Hollow released on the same day. And then the last movie in Japan was Tokyo Raiders after that. But then they were still producing... some games, Dragon Slayer had a pretty late release, and there were mini karaoke discs that were being made until like 2007, 2008-ish. So I think my buddy Ryan's got at least a 2007 karaoke disc. So, but yeah, as far as movies though, 2001, there was some of the coveted late releases like The Cell and End of Days, and The Limey is another good late one. And then, yeah, Tokyo Raiders, and somebody just picked up a copy of Tokyo Raiders. Somebody grabbed a copy of The Cell recently, too, so they're still out there somewhere. But they're usually pretty pricey. And even the U.S. ones, yeah, Bringing Out the Dead and Sleepy Hollow, everything's been creeping up in price, late release-wise. So, oh, you got the original, Eric got the original Trek series. Sweet. Yeah, I had the U.S., pretty much the complete run of the U.S. Trek series for the original. And somebody I knew needed them. So I traded them, or just, I think I might have just given them to him with the intent to eventually get the Japanese boxes, but I haven't gotten around to picking those up yet, but I really should. Because, I don't know, I would just watch those on lunch breaks when I had my lunch food set up at when I used to work at an office during the week. I just put it in the Panasonic player in there and just like burn an episode on lunch. It was fun. But yeah, those original Trek series, I'd be happy just having them on LD. And I mean, the later releases are pretty cool too. And I've seen some of the quote unquote updated effects and everything, but I don't know. I'd be way cool with just having LDs. Oh yeah, Yeah, there's a bunch of the later Transformers ones, and of course the movie, yeah, gets pretty pricey too. But some of those, like Beast Wars boxes and stuff like that, get up there. Oof, yeah, old Hitachi. Yeah, I haven't really dabbled too much in the older players. I always wanted to get a Magnavox Shelf Queen, the ones that don't work really well. Oh, Martin, what's up, man? Oh, you got the Jaws with the book and CD. Yeah, that's a great set. I had the original, or the next one down from that without the book and the CD. And I was kind of happy with that for a while. But then I ended up getting a sealed copy of the book and CD edition. I'm like, yeah, I got to keep this one. So, yeah, it's pretty nice. I actually have to read the book. I haven't read that before. I know it's got more with Sheriff Brody's wife hooking up with with Hooper there. Good stuff. How many LDs do I own? It's over 2,000 now. It's probably like around 2,200, something like that. Too much for the space is the answer. So now I got to find some mitigating storage solutions. I do have a Kallax. I put it in a storage room next to me. So I think I might just put some that I don't need. I don't need like immediate access to. I might have like a secondary location for those. So yeah, it's tough. I mean, because I talk about LDs on the regular, so it's kind of cool to have a big library of things available. You know, just because I know if I get rid of something, yeah, everybody else in the podcast is going to want to talk about that one the week after. So plus, I just like having a cool library of just random stuff to pull off the shelf and watch. That's the other thing. Once I watch it and I don't like it, I might let it go or, trade it or something like that. So, but it's a fun library and I get a lot of use out of it. So, but yeah, so it's too many discs. I mean, next to, some of the other crew I hang with, Ryan, on the podcast has 6,000 and, Maxine's got probably 10,000 plus. Something like that. I mean, of course, she's got a shop too. Ryan's got a shop on eBay as well. So I don't actively sell discs. It's just, if it's something, I know somebody that wants some discs, or sometimes I'll trade them in at the archive. Yeah, 2K is plenty indeed. So I got that shelf you can see behind me. Then I've got a 3x4 right here. And then I've got 2x2s at the other end of this couch right there. Boom, there's one. And then there's one right behind this arm as well. And then there's a couple 2x2s on this side of the room too. So yeah, there's Kallaxes everywhere. Actually, the one right over here has some LPs in them. I think that's all LPs. So, but yeah, 12-inch things. They gather and multiply in the night. Let's see. Star Wars Special Collection releases. Yeah, those are nice. It took me a while to get the full setup because I had Return of the Jedi for the longest time. From back in the day when Definitive was just about to drop, everybody was kind of trading in. There's actually no, that wasn't even traded in. That was new stock that was just discounted at Laser Craze up in Boston because all of a sudden everybody wanted the Definitive Collection instead. So I got Return of the Jedi and then didn't have Empire or Star Wars until way later. So I was psyched to finally get those. And of course, I had to get all the Japanese box sets. Yeah, just cause. Yeah. I got the 2 Definitive Collections from there recently, and then the 2000 box with the bit from episode 2 making of, and all that fun stuff. I got the deluxe Gone with the Wind about a year ago too. Nice set. Yeah, the white one with the gold. I got that one too. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Between that set and the second Japanese Definitive Collection, you get all the documentaries, which is cool. So, and the documentary in the white box there has the digital audio too, which is a nice little upgrade. Yeah, right. Soundproofing. It's not just a collection; it's soundproofing. So I got some LPs upstairs too as well. So at least I got the bulk of the stuff downstairs, so it's not going to crash the floor or anything like that. So it's just here to absorb sound waves. But yeah, so I don't have the PAL Star Wars box set, or any of that. There's a few. There's an interesting French one that's like kind of pyramidal shaped. That's pretty funky. But was it the Krieg der Sterne one? I see that a lot. I haven't gotten that yet. But I do have the Japanese special edition one with the silver box with Vader's face and the Velcro flap. And then the reissue there. And then, of course, the American boxes, too. So I think that's about it, really. I just got to get, I think the Japanese reissue of the Pan and Scan copy that has the digital, original audio track there. So, Temple of Doom on LD. Yeah, that, especially the US ones. I have the Japanese box set, but those just regular Paramount US releases look fantastic. And yeah, sounds killer too. I haven't watched Temple in a while, but I watched Raiders not too long ago, and it looks rad. In fact, I don't have any Blu-rays. I think I got a DVD box set when they came out with that in like the early 2000s. I think it came out with the 3 because it was before Crystal Skull. So it was 3 films and then like a 4th disc of like bonus stuff. It came with a nice box and everything. I never got anything past that. So, of course, got to deal with color timing issues and everything with the Blu-rays, but I haven't been following up too much on that. The one I'd like to get is the Young Indiana Jones box at some point, but that thing's a freaking beast. There was one I was seeing in Japan on the auctions for a while, and it was, but I think it was in just horrible condition. But they still wanted a lot for it, so yeah, maybe not. Someday though, I might trip across a copy. There's a lot of stuff I've been getting in the past year or two since the yen dropped that I thought I'd never find a copy of, and then stuff just kind of creeps up, and I'm like, oh, all right, I'll grab that. We're getting a lot of Gundam stuff. Pretty close to filling in the rest of the gaps and completing my Gundam collection. I got to decide if I want to double down on some things. There was a couple of, like there was the Zeta Gundam box that was reissued, separate discs. Like, I have the box. Do I need the separate discs? Once you get 2,000 discs plus, space is an issue. So I might not do that, but. I just got the Master Grade movie collection Gundam box too. I gotta fire that up sometime soon. Watch that. So yeah, living the dream. What's everybody out there been buying or watching? Wasn't anticipating on doing a live stream, but yeah, prized possession is tough because there's rare and then there's valuable. So it's like I think my most prized possessions are probably not particularly valuable. Some of the music discs that took me years and years and years, some Ryuichi Sakamoto discs that took me forever to track down. Super psyched about those. I just never get my old Macross box set or the Gundam the late issue box set with everything in there. I mean, if all my discs just kind of like fell into a river or something, if I had those, I'd be pretty satisfied. But yeah, I don't have a ton of the the late releases or anything like that. A few of them, but I don't really collect them if the movie's not supremely up my alley. But there's a few I wouldn't mind getting just to get. Of course, I got the James Bond, The World Is Not Enough, just because I'm a super Bond freak. So that one I got. But again, it's like my most prized possession. The one I would grab if the place was on fire would probably be the Macross Memorial box. Yeah, that's always my go-to answer. But I don't know. But I've been getting a lot of interesting things that I never thought I'd get. Yeah, some cool metal laser discs and things like that. So I got like a small stack of those, like really rare. I got like a Creator disc and some Venom I just got recently and things like that. So yeah, they're up there as well. Online lately, I've just been buying a lot of stuff from Japan from the auctions with a proxy. Though Good Squid, I bought a lot from Good Squid. Kevin Kobos from Japan, he's got a site, my Shopify site, where he sells all his stuff. He's been focusing on other things as well too, but I still pick up stuff on eBay as well. I just had to get a disc that I've been looking for years, and it just popped up on eBay randomly. So I still grab quite a bit there. Oh, Rod was watching Freebie and the Bean. Nice. Basic Instinct, Japanese. Oh yeah, it's one of those ones that starts in widescreen. They used to drive me crazy back in the day. They'd master widescreen for the credits, and then when the credits, I used to see that on cable all the time. I remember seeing was it Young Americans, Danny Cannon movie, and it was in 2.35:1. I'm like, oh man, this is cool. IFC is going to show this thing letterboxed all the way through, and then of course, yeah, like you mentioned, right at the end of the credits, just poof, bam, 4-3, Paniscan City. That's funny. And it's uncensored. Cool. Yeah, I don't have the Encore Dracula either. I really like the Encores. I just assumed they were junky old 80s pressings. And of course, they're no frills, no. Sometimes it's digital audio because they kept that series going on for ages. And they did reissues for some titles. But no chapter encoding usually. Maybe you got a trailer or something, but they're pretty bare bones. But I forgot what the first one I got was. I think Saboteur might have been the first one I watched. And I was like, damn, this looks pretty good. And I picked up a bunch of the other horror ones. Like I got The Mummy, I got Frankenstein, and but I need Dracula. I'd like to get that. Nice, yeah. There's a lot of times watching discs. I forget that I'm not watching 35. Yeah. Decline. I don't have on LD, but I do have the Blu-ray box set that Shout Factory put out maybe 10 years ago or so. That's pretty great. Lots of extras on there that are sweet. But yeah, I still haven't. There's a Japanese release of Decline 2, which I don't have, and then there's a fairly easy, well, not easy to get, but still easy enough to get American one of the first film that I wouldn't mind grabbing at some point. But yeah, just haven't gotten it. Yeah, what LD have I watched the most? It might be Big Trouble in Little China, but I don't know, though. That Yellow Magic Orchestra Hurrah disc I've watched a lot, and Ryuichi Sakamoto's Beauty I've watched a lot. The old For those about to rock Monsters in Moscow disc with Metallica and Pantera and AC/DC. That one I watched a lot. And then like Macross, Do You Remember Love? I watched that a lot too. Yeah, there's quite a few that get like instant replay, but yeah, those are probably the prime ones. And yeah, Star Wars. Though I kind of bounce between all the different Star Wars discs, so there's not one that gets abused. Yeah, sometimes I'll put in the Japanese special collection, and then sometimes I'll put in the definitive or something, mix it up a little bit. Oh, is there? Do You Remember Love? There's a new stateside release. Is it Blu-ray or? Because I might be compelled to pick that up. Of course, yeah. I've got how many copies on LD? Like I need more copies of that. I've got the Clash of the Bionoids VHS tape. I got the English dub Japanese release. That one took a while to find. And then I've got the old 80s Corner Roby one. Then I got the 90s reissue, and then I got the box set Perfect Edition or whatever. So I'm pretty well remembered of Love. But I mean, I could be conned into getting a Blu-ray or something. And I really should be catching up with all the new Blu-rays coming out, because there's some great old manime. That's what I like to call it. Beastie Boys, nice. I need to get some more Beastie discs. I just found the one, I forgot. I think it was just called Beastie Boys, but it's from the Licensed to Ill era, and it's got all the music videos from that period. I've got it on VHS, but there's a Japanese LD I wouldn't mind getting. So, favorite YMO album? It's probably Technodelic. Solid State Survivor's a good runner-up too. BGM and Technodelic are pretty neck and neck style-wise, but yeah, my answer, like Light in the Darkness, and that song kills me. But we used to play Solid State Survivor like a lot, so that one got a lot of spins. But yeah, I'm going with Technodelic. Discrowd opinions. I don't seem to find anything going bad over time. The stuff I got that was rotted back in the day was rotted either already by the time I bought it or rotted within a couple of years after that. And I haven't really noticed anything, obviously, time will be the destroyer of all media at some point. But yeah, I haven't noticed my discs going bad. Everything's been pretty good, except for specific pressings and specific pressing plants. So yeah, it's just fun if you know what to look out for. You can find some good pressings, and even like my DVDO copies of Demolition Man that are clean don't seem to be getting any worse. So knock on wood. Yeah. Nice. Oh yeah. Thanks, Eric. Got that from my dad. Apocalypse Now one sheet. He used to pester one of the local theater owners, and I don't know if that was at one of the like 99-cent theaters or the drive-in nearby. Either way, he used to pester anybody that was local and try and get posters and stuff when they were done with them. So he had that folded up in the basement of my parents' house for ages. And I said, well, if you ever dig that up again, I'm gonna swipe it from you. So, he's got a ton of old Star Wars posters too that he had. Yeah, like they were like really thick cardstock for some of them, and one was cool. It was like really narrow too, and I had him in my room growing up, and he was like, "Oh, you can use my posters." And I was like, "Oh man, that was the coolest thing ever." And then he's like, "You just gotta give them back." Oh yeah, sorry if I'm clipping here. Looks like I was in the red. Anyways, he said you had to give them back when you outgrow them, and then eventually in like my Metallica teenage years, I was like, okay, you can have them back. I'm cool, and I'm into Slayer now. And then of course now I totally regret it. So now I've told him when he finds them again in the basement, I'm gonna take them back as well. I have some of his I don't know if you can see right over my shoulder, old Golden Voyage of Sinbad little lobby posters. They're in really bad shape, but I flattened them out and tried to kind of patch up some of the holes the best I could. I didn't do like a full restoration, but I forget I'd grab those two and put them up there. And then the painting over my projector is my great uncle was a painter from Maine, and then he moved down to Tennessee after a while. But he used to work for well, he didn't work for NASA directly, but he worked for one of the companies in Massachusetts that was involved with doing the camera for Voyager, I believe. So he did like design stuff for them too. So I got a bunch of his space paintings. Ooh, folder full of Japanese ads, magazines, posters, etc. Sweet. Yeah, that's pretty badass. I love getting with Chirashi, all the little flyers and stuff like that. Love those little bonuses there. Yeah, I almost bought a Revenge of the Jedi poster at a Creation convention in, it was before the movie came out, so it was probably still 83 proper, but it was around the time when, word was out that they were going to change it, and so it was pretty expensive already when I saw it, and of course, I was young enough that I didn't have pockets full of money. I didn't have my first job or anything at the time, so I think at that convention I got a replica of Khan's shattered Federation pendant and a couple other things, maybe some comics or something like that, T-shirt. But I didn't go home with it. Actually, no, I did. That was the con I bought a Revenge of the Jedi T-shirt, which I thought was the bee's knees. I went to school rocking that, but of course it was a small or medium at the time because I was, in middle school. So I completely outgrew that shirt, and sadly, I don't think I kept it like a goof. I think I got rid of it. Maybe not. I'll dig around. I have my childhood Close Encounters of the Third Kind shirt, which obviously doesn't fit me. But yeah, I still have that one. But I don't think I have the Revenge of the Jedi shirt. I've got a replica, of course, but yeah, it'd be sweet to have a real one. There's a dude at the mall had one. The guy, he's probably wearing my shirt. He just like stretched it until it fit. Oh yeah, True Struza, shout outs. Cheers to True. Yeah, that poster is pretty iconic. Yeah, I wish I'd pulled the trigger on that. I mean, obviously, I think I was trying to con my dad into buying it. He just wasn't going for it. I also tried to get my parents to let me skip school to go see Return of the Jedi on opening day because it was a Wednesday. And yeah, didn't happen. I had to go see it that following weekend. Criterion Close Encounters, that's tough because I kind of like all the Close Encounters. I got the Criterion box. I don't have the reissue and the trifold gatefold kind of thing. And then I've got the later 90s, different cut. And then I've got the DADC USA, which thankfully unrotted, mid 90s special edition. And then I've got the Muse disc, which I think is also the special edition, unfortunately. But that I don't know, that late 90s one is pretty sweet. I don't know, that and the Criterion box are neck and neck for me. So I was just like to finally get a nice copy of the Criterion box. I just remember seeing used copies all the time, really, really beat up. Like I remember being at Laser Craze once, and there was a copy on the shelf, but it was the box was so beat up it had rubber bands like all over it just to keep it in one piece. And I'm like, all right. Yeah, whatever. Not gonna pay $60 for that. But yeah, no, I like all copies. I used to even have the old Paniscan copy, but I didn't watch that too many times. The first one I had was the mid-90s Columbia Special Edition release, though. Yeah, you got the trifold. Nice. I should grab a copy of that. They're pretty easy to trip across. I'll have to look for it. Yeah, that box set with the director's cut or whatever that came out, what was that, 98 or so? That thing's really nice. It's got great picture quality. Yeah. Criterions are addictive. I still kind of petered out on going Criterion Complete, and there was a period when everybody seemed to be going Criterion Complete, so there was a lot of competition for sure. So I still just been grabbing them when I see them, but it's something I could definitely see myself getting actively involved in again. Shortcuts. I don't. Why don't I have shortcuts? That was on my, like, when I started recollecting LDs, like around 2014 or so. I mean, I never stopped, but that's when I actively got fired up again. Shortcuts was on my short list of things I need to get immediately. And then, of course, flash forward 2023, I still don't have it. Yeah, I remember watching that on cable in the 90s, and I don't know if it was IFC or one of the pay cables, but damn. Yeah, that movie kicked my ass. Ninja 3 Domination, I think that's an LD. I think Ryan's got that. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I've seen him flash that before. And a lot of the stuff that we didn't think was on LD, just was hiding in Indonesia or Singapore. So a lot of that stuff showed up. But yeah, Shortcuts, I'd really love to watch that again. It's been a long time since I've seen it. That's like, there's so many other movies that came in its wake that kind of tried to pull off the same, ensemble cast storytelling dynamic. And I don't know, they don't really work as well. So sorry. But yeah, I'll take Shortcuts over Magnolia any day of the week. But I just watched the Toilet Magnolia on John Oliver a week or two ago. That was pretty funny. Where the toilet company from, I don't even know where they were from, Midwest maybe, U.S., redid Magnolia about toilets and plumbing. It was completely stupid. But yeah, Shortcuts is amazing. I also, favorite Altman movies are probably a tie between McCabe and Mrs. Miller and Long Goodbye. Those movies kick my ass. So, but of course I got MASH on LD too. And I got a few others. I got a small pile of Altman films. Oh, The Player, of course. Yeah. That's in there too. I just got the Dolby Digital reissue of that for the podcast about a year or so ago. So that was cool. Stealth AC3. What else is going on? It's cool I get to chat with everybody on the other side of the world for once. I'm always doing these live streams early on, not at 3 a.m. my time. So yeah, my voice is a little gravelly at the moment, but yeah. I used to play concerts and get home at like 4 a.m. So yeah, what's a little random live streaming in the middle of the night? It's good for the soul. I'm just psyched this is working again. So I thought I was poop out of luck with this tower PC. So, but I had to reformat it, and get going, and it was a pain in the ass. So, sadly, everyone else in the podcast is probably sleeping by now. So I can't wake up. It's time. I'm ready. Yeah, I don't have Pan-Scan Titanic either. It's weird. That and GoldenEye was a bitch to find. Or I could find it, but it would always be in really bad condition. I don't know what it was. I don't know if they were just only for rental or something, but or you'd find like a nice one, or it was like a punch out, or have some sort of slit through it or something. But that's not that bad. But it took me a long time to find Pan-Scan GoldenEye. And 8 a.m. in the UK, perfect. Yeah, time to start the day. Yeah, excellent. It's morning for everybody. Perfect. Yeah, so one day I'll get that. I need the GTS Titanic too. I still don't have that either. But I did finally get the Pan-Scan True Lies from Luke Sincata recently. So just for curiosity's sake. I don't have the Abyss box either, so the Pan-Scan one for there. But I think I have Terminator 2 Pan-Scan. But I mean, they're kind of good, shelf queens for sure. It's for curiosity's sake for the library here. You got to have those interesting landmark James Cameron releases. Still looking for a few other. I don't have the Squeeze Terminator 2s either. I need to get those at some point. And I don't have the Muse Terminator 2 either. So again, I don't want to hemorrhage cash trying to get them either, but we'll see. Yeah, I gotta go full James Cameron Pan-Scan. So I don't think I have True. Do I have True Lies DTS? No, I don't. I need that and Titanic DCS. So I don't have a really major DTS collection either. I just kind of get them when I can, and if they're under $25, the better. Yeah. I'll grab them for sure. Arnie's Boxers, yeah, T2P pan scan, yeah. Yeah, I haven't watched that in a while. I'll have to put that in. Got a lot of copies of T2, but yeah, there's always room for more. I know some people that have some crazy Terminator collections, so I'm just a infant, just working my way up. So that's the tough thing. There's like so many films that I like enough to have multiple copies of, so it doesn't really help with keeping the shelves nice and trim. T3 and pan scan, yeah, I don't have that. Oh yeah, Player doesn't support. Yeah, that's always a pisser. Trying to get that stuff working is a pain in the ass too. I was talking with somebody who was trying to get AC3 running, and it's so counterintuitive where because the PCM tracks are fantastic on AC3 discs. So it was someone who had optical cable connected, so they could play DTS, but they were wondering if AC3 was coming out over the optical cable, and I'm like, no, it won't. It'll only come out over the RF output. And they were like, yeah, but I can put in AC3 discs and it sounds great through the optical cable. I'm like, yeah, they do, because that's the PCM track, which sounds pretty amazing. And if you have ProLogic 2 or something like that, it's going to be even better. So it can definitely fool you into thinking you're listening to AC3. I mean, even when I got my first AC3 disc, I think it was True Lies. I don't know. I knew better, but like intuitively, my brain told me that this is not AC3 you're listening to. I'm like, wow, this AC3 is cool. Like, it's not. It's the PCM track, man. I don't know. And I was reading Widescreen Review and stuff, so I was pretty like tuned into things and savvy. So, but it's just, I don't know. You put in an AC3 disc and you hear this killer audio. It's just your brain says, oh, that's the AC3 track. Nope, it's not. Yeah. Yeah, DTS is crazy. I mean, yeah, finding them for about 25 is pretty rare. So, I mean, that used to be something I would collect, the regular. But yeah, I just kind of look for the little islands in the stream. I actually got a copy of Spawn DTS from Japan for like $15 or something like that. So it's kind of insane that I have to re-import it, but it was a good deal. So I was like, yeah, what the hell? So I just kind of look for them, and if they pop up, I grab them. But I'm not trying to go DTS complete or anything. But they are fun. Yeah. I think I got like maybe 30. Maybe 30. I don't know. It's probably like more like 25. But they just I got a few in the lots and lucked out over the years. And then I got a few like kind of starter kit when LaserDisc was petering out and King Cranes was selling them pretty discounted. So I ordered a bunch. Oh, nice. Analog on DTS Tomorrow Never Dies. I always like the ones too where the DTS like just has there's a couple that has 2 commentary tracks. I think Dark City's one. So there's no actual movie soundtrack for anybody listening in analog. But yeah, I used to do that too. I had before I had the regular AC3 version of Long Kiss Goodnight. I had that at work. Somebody wanted to watch it, and I had the DTS one. So I was just like, yeah, switched it over to analog, and sounded fantastic. So, yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, I have a little Extron switcher I got hooked up now, so I can listen to analog from all my players hooked up in this fleet, and so that's pretty handy. So I can mix and match. I got a little optical switcher too, so I can kind of decide if I want to go analog or not. I don't know. I just like having all the options, and of course, I want to hear some commentary tracks and stuff. And plus, I watch a lot of old music discs from the mid '80s and stuff that don't have any digital tracks. So yeah, PCM, man, PCM sounds rad. It's funny. There's always that thing with DTS and AC3 being the the formats of of choice, but I know some people that are only listening on stereo systems or sound bars. And I always say, like, on LaserDisc, the only 5.1 options are lossy. So it's like you're taking a theoretical hit, to get that discrete audio. So I'm like, if you don't have the discrete channels, you might as well just take advantage of the lossless PCM stereo tracks that sound awesome that are already on your discs. Like, so I don't know. But I know some people that just like they have to have DTS and AC3 and then just like, I don't know, listen to it in 2-channel mode, but whatever. Yep. But yeah, switchers. I got them everywhere. I love them. I was thinking about getting another Extron one that has, because I've got an Extron video switcher and an audio switcher. And I wanted to get one with audio and everything together. I saw one on eBay recently, but I forgot to grab it. I think it's gone now. But the one the video one I have is all captive screw connectors on the back, and it's like, I'm not going to go through and get like 6 different captive screw connector adapters and all that stuff. 70 millimeter. Oh, Alien. Yeah, I haven't listened to that one in a while. That it's cool. That's interesting. Curiosity piece. Like the bass is insane and everything like that. But I watched the regular theatrical mix, so many times at the alternate music cues and everything, and the 70 millimeter AC3 one, they kind of tweak with me. So like they seem like really like, especially during like the early landing scene, I'm like, why is this so choppy and weird? Like, yeah. But I'm not going to trade it in for anything because that's an amazing PCM or an amazing AC3 disc. So I got that in the, I need to upgrade the Aliens one though. I think my Aliens is a little beat up. So, oh yeah, Top Gun, killer. But yeah, I don't know if I have a favorite AC3 disc. I don't know. That's tough. Probably one of the EX ones, maybe. One of those late ones. Fight Club's pretty badass. That's a crazy mix. Phantom S is pretty cool too. I don't like the film, but but the sound is great. But yeah, there's a few other. I love these. Love those other Dolby bumpers that came out later on for AC3, Canyon and all that stuff. So the original Ghost Train's pretty cool too. City's like the one that just like is a little too obnoxious. I don't think I have Superman the movie on LD. I should get that. I've got it on Blu-ray. Don't tell anybody. But I should really get that. There's a lot of interesting lore that you don't know is true or not. Like the all the information about the THX test pressings of Paramount films. Yeah, that Apocalypse Now was a pseudo THX, certified but not certified release, and Star Trek 6 seems pretty reliable. I've heard that from a number of people. But it just seems like the list keeps growing. Like, yeah, that's the unofficial THX, Days of Thunder, and like it just keeps growing and growing and growing. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I mean, it's just a certification process anyway, so if it's a good disc, it's a good disc, but it's just funny how the information spreads. And there was that post in LDF recently about that DiscoVision disc where it stated there was only 384 copies and no source. So it's like, were there? I don't know. There's so much interesting information on LDDB that has no source. And you're like, and for all I know, it could be reliable information because, there's so many people dropping nuggets of, they could have gotten some serious intel on the stuff, but figured I know it. So I'm just going to write it down. And now it's common knowledge, but oh, Andy's got a THX Star Trek 6 cover. He'd be the one to have it for sure if anybody has it, because he's the Star Trek man. He's always watching like that or 2. He's watching 2 a lot too. But Star Trek 6 is pretty fantastic on LD. I like watching that. In fact, I got the Blu-ray of 2, but I usually just watch those on LD. I should probably get the new 4Ks, but when it happens, it happens. We'll see. But yeah, it's been a while since I've done a marathon of those suckers. I should fire them up sometime. All right, stream's still working. Hooray. I should really get some sleep. Gonna be hurting tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna suck. Today sucked anyway, so tomorrow won't suck as bad as today. But try and go for an hour. I'm almost there. Been going for like 50 minutes. See if my voice holds out for another 10. We'll see. I figured this will somewhat make up for the fact that the earlier live stream shit the bed, so. Not that, I don't think I clicked to save this anyway, so you're probably the only people that will know this existed. Yeah, I know, it's funny, THX was, not needed, but then things turned to, coffee zombie for sure. Things turned to crap, and I did have the fantastic THX DVD copy of Highlander that looked atrocious. It was like they just used whatever practices they used for LD on DVD, and it's like didn't bother to kind of tweak their certification methods, and just released the most horrible artifact-ridden DVD, and that was pretty much like the first major nail in the coffin. Everyone was like, "This is the worst-looking DVD we've ever seen, and it's THX certified." Yeah, horrible. Yeah, so I quickly got rid of that. Motion picture and Jerry Goldsmith. That mix, it's nice stuff. It just sounds good. It's a good one to sit in. Yeah, I just got the Highlander late 90s Japanese reissue. I haven't watched that yet. I gotta check it out. I want to see what cut it is, if it's the director's cut or not. But it's got the New Pioneer logo on it and everything. So I have the US gatefold, with the sword on the front. But I figured I'd get the Japanese one too. It was a nice, cool late release. I like some of those 99 reissues. I need the Logan's Run one, and like Wise is the Haunting. I want to get that. There's a couple other ones they came out with. I got the Soylent Green one from Kobos. Swedish movies, I got Dunderklumpen, which is like a really old Vestron release. And what else? I know I got a few others. I got some Bergman stuff. Wild Strawberries, Persona, Seven Seal, of course. I know I got some others I'm like totally flaking on. I got The Immigrants. Is that officially? That's got I'm trying to remember if that was a Swedish director though, or if that was like a co-Swedish American production. I know I have some more. Gotta have some more. But those are the ones that jump to mind. But Dunderklumpen, I still have to do a video on. Somebody requested the video on that ages ago. I never got around to doing it, but Magic Flute, I got that too. Yeah, good call. Thanks for the reminder. Yeah, I think I've got 2 different versions of Magic Flute on LD. So. Nice. Got some Dunderklumpen love. Yep. Yeah, and I think Seth from the Wolfpack, he wanted to snag my Immigrants copy, but I held on to it because it was pretty minty. It was like a nice, like kind of stealth widescreen, or like nice later release. Not super late, but so I'll hold on to it for now. So I'll get on that Dunderklumpen. I'll do it for real. It's gonna happen this time. But I definitely need some more PAL imports now that I got a new PAL player. I didn't get to talk about it because I think I got it after the last podcast. But I finally got a CLD D925. Now I don't have Man on the Roof. No. I wish Songs from the Second Floor was on LD. I'd get that for sure. But my buddy Bill was trying to put together like a Franken CLD 97. He was looking for some parts or something, or one of his other players, and he was just harvesting stuff from a few different players. And then he realized he had a 925 like left over, and he had enough pieces from another player to kind of put it back together in working order. So he's like, "Do you want one?" I was like, "Yeah." I wasn't really playing. I had the old single-sided player. It was just like a CLD 9 something. I can't remember the exact numerology, but it was pretty no frills. So I was like, "Yeah, I'll step up to a 925." Like, I don't watch a ton of PAL discs, but those will open the doors, for having some more. Yeah, save 4% of my time with every viewing. Yeah, like there's a couple like PAL only releases. I want to get Erg Music War, and this one can play the analog tracks. So my older one could only play digital PAL discs. It couldn't do the older analog ones. So this one opened up my kind of possibilities. So I can get Erg Music War, and what else was there on my list? I want to get some of those like elite ones, like Jason and the Argonauts, and maybe some of the John Woo stuff, and Terminal Man. Some of the Tartan releases. I want to get Terminal Man, and we'll see. Yeah, there's some cool like horror movies and stuff like that have PAL discs I might grab. Bill was always recommending me Inferno, Argento's Inferno. I mean, great movie. I already have it on DVD, and Blu-ray, but it would be cool to have it on the LD. Oh, Rod was in the Highlander movie. Nice. pissing off Sean Connery. Excellent. Oh yeah, that Shadow PAL cover is really nice. That is a cool, like super. I've actually got the Japanese Shadow framed right now, like around the corner from me, because it cracked. Oh wow, thanks Oppenheimer. 5 movies of all time is tough. It kind of fluctuates overall. Vertigo is usually my top number one. Big Trouble in Little China is up there, and the others can fluctuate wildly. I do have my old top 20 list from when I was in high school, which is pretty hilarious to watch or check in with now. I think the top 5 back then was like Kagemusha, the Shadow Warrior, Brazil. What else was in there? Star Wars was lower. Lost Boys was up there, I think. And what else was in the top 5? That's tough. Yeah, there's that like mix between favorite films versus the ones that I watch the most. So there's that distinction as well. But yeah, Vertigo is always my favorite for sure. Favorite movie theater experiences, there's a couple different ones. Like the first movie theater experience I really remember was seeing Star Wars on opening weekend. And I was pissed at the time because my dad had gone to see it without me already because he was like alpha child in the house. So then he was going to bring like the neighborhood kids and myself to go see it for probably a second or third viewing at that point. So we went to see it, and then in the Blockade Runner, when Leia shows up, I just yelled out, "She's pretty!" And the theater enjoyed that. So that was fun. But yeah, seeing Star Wars for the first time was amazing. Seeing, I don't know, some of my like most exciting kind of moments are like those films like where I just really like linked it up with, like just like I could have felt them on a genetic level. Like my DNA was buzzing. So seeing like Fight Club for the first time, seeing Casino Royale for the first time. Like I was seeing David Fincher 7 for the first time. Oh my God. Like I swear like my seat was just coated with sweat at the end of that. And I was literally at the edge of my seat, like towards the end of the film. Seeing Heat in the cinema for the first time. Just so many different options. But obviously seeing Star Wars on opening weekend is going to be the ultimate. But seeing Titanic in DTS 70mm, that was pretty badass. Baraka in 70mm, that's a contender too. That was like life changing. I'm sure I'm missing some quality ones for sure. And just back in the day, standing in line like around buildings in the cold, waiting to get in to see like Raiders of the Lost Ark or Empire Strikes Back or something like that. So wild, like how different it is now. You never have to queue up for stuff like you used to do back in the day. So, yeah, I don't know if I had to give you a proper top 5 though, but Vertigo, Big Trouble. Yeah. Damn, what are the ones that I love the most? Maybe Evil Dead 2. That might be up there. Can I count Kozlovsky's Three Colors trilogy as one film? Because that's up there. That might be one. Red used to be my favorite out of the three, but I don't know if it still is. Blue's pretty damn good too. And that's a possibility. And what else is in the running? And of course, Star Wars and Dirty Pair the movie. Akira. Oh man, Akira. That's going to be up there. And a bunch of other stuff that I'm forgetting because it's too late. Is that my biggest fan? That fan's my biggest fan right there. Yeah. Yeah. It's not called Stan, though. It's what was Tenacious D's fan? Lee. I'll call it Lee. Favorite DTS disc is probably Jurassic Park, even though everybody says the LFE is cooked, but it's so ridiculous. I mean, that was also the first DTS disc I got, so when I played it, I just like pretty much ruined my house, and I already loved the PCM version, so but that DTS one rips. And yeah, AC3M, probably going with Fight Club. That's a killer one. Yeah, Blue is pretty damn good. That might be my favorite now. I don't know. I got to watch them again. White's, of course, the underdog, just because a little bit more uplifting and kind of, well, not uplifting, because everything's not going right for the protagonist. But I don't know. It's just a little bit more lighthearted. Decalogue's killer, too. Man, I haven't watched Decalogue in a while. That thing is just, again, just like conversations that had me on the edge of my seat like I was watching Seven, just from listening to the characters talk. Like, love it. What else is going on? Did we make it to an hour? I think we did. Woohoo. Yeah, man, the CAV Jurassic Park. What is going on with that? It was years later that I got the making of disc, and I kind of underestimated how cool that making of disc is. Like two sides, there's like a lot of great things on there. And like, why the hell wasn't that part of the CAV box set? Yeah. Like, I both love and hate the CAV box set. Like, when it came out, of course, I had to get it. I pre-ordered it, so it showed up, like, on release day. So I was super psyched. But again, a little underwhelmed by the box art. Compared to the PAL one with, like, the cool, like, kind of fossil artwork and stuff. This one just had the poster art and just, like, black. And, good. Another vote for Dunderklump and LD. All right, I'll get that going. And then, like, you open it up, the box, and there's, like, not too much in there. And there's, like, no special features. It was one of those things where, like, well, I'll probably get it, and there'll actually be some special features. And then you get it, and you're like, no, they were not kidding with that write-up. Like, there are no special features on this thing. But then I'd watch it, and then the PCM, audio was just so killer. And, like, back in the day, I was using a lot more, CAV still frame features. So, that was pretty cool. So it's like, I both loved it and was disappointed in it. I got a few discs like that. Like I also love and am disappointed in the Criterion Pulp Fiction disc too. So I kind of wish there was a proper commentary track from somebody, even if it wasn't Quentin, but it's still a nice disc as well. But I still don't believe him when he says that Larry King 1 hour thing is a good substitute for the commentary track. Because they talk about Pulp Fiction for like 5 minutes in that movie. Like, give me a break. Like, I want to hear like Elvis Mitchell or something doing a proper commentary, or just any film historian. I think it'd be pretty interesting. And then of course the Pulp Fiction box has those weird kind of like fades at the end of certain sides too, where it's like, yeah, man, it's not the way I saw it in the theater, so I'm kind of not grooving on that, but whatever. But I still wouldn't give it up for anything. Yeah. Still love the box. Yeah. And and of course the features on there just kept getting repurposed on DVD anyways and Blu-ray. So it's like everybody's seen that stuff over and over again, but yeah. What are you going to do? Whereas like the 7 box set legitimately kicked my ass when I got it. So, and Brazil, man, fucking Brazil. I got to watch that again. I just watched the, like one of the really old Japanese copies. I think they had PAL speed up, saved 4% of my time. Watched that not too long ago, but I haven't watched the Criterion box in a while. But yeah, because we were talking about Brazil and LDF the other day. It's just I read the Battle of Brazil book recently, which is cool because I watched the documentary, of course, but the book was neat. It got a little bit more in the weeds with the insanity and Terry Gilliam and Arnon Milchan trying to make this thing happen. Sid Sheinberg trying to ruin their every move, and it was a pretty wild ride. Yeah, Criterion Pulp Fiction. It's weird. I mean, I'm still always gonna love the original Japanese Pulp Fiction too, because that was the one that got released when it was still in theaters over here, because they had released it and kept it going for so long because the word of mouth kept building and the Oscar buzz was going. And you could go and buy the Japanese copy. I bought a VHS bootleg of it at the time, so I got a soft spot for that one. And I still bought the American Buena Vista release when it came out, like way later. That's a really nice gatefold too. I mean, it's a common, but it's really nice. Definitely love John Waters films. Sadly, I am lacking on LD. I got to get the Criterion stuff. I want to get some Smell-O-Vision. But yeah, I don't even think I have. Do I have Serial Mom? I don't think I have Serial Mom. Yeah, I got to meet John Waters maybe 10 or so years ago, and signed one of my books and signed a poster of Hairspray for me. Cool guy. It was fun. Just I think what we were doing, we were probably doing a screening at the Wadsworth Athenaeum in Hartford, Connecticut, and there was I think there was a Hairspray screening. I don't think it was Crybaby. Yeah, it was Hairspray, and he was there just hanging out and signing stuff. So it was great. Yeah, I haven't seen Fallout since the theaters. Maybe I should really rewatch that. At least this, yeah, nice. I know I do have those moments too where I'm like, oh, this is the part where I'd be flipping the disc, or at least changing out a disc. Yeah, I should watch Fallout again. Actually, I should watch Rogue Nation again too, because I think those two I've only seen once. And then, of course, like 3 I've seen a bunch of times. And Ghost Protocol I've seen a few times, too. So, especially if I have to get caught up for the next one. So everyone says I love you. Then I remembered Woody's obsession with mono. Yeah. Who makes a musical in mono? I still love the it wasn't mono, but the AC3 situation with Forrest Gump. When it came out, and like everyone was like, why isn't there anything in the surrounds? And then come to find out, we just didn't really feel like surrounds would be good for this kind of movie, so we didn't really put much of anything in the surrounds. So I'm like, why was this marketed so heavily as like, you got to get the 5.1 track? Yeah, because you're thinking, they go to Vietnam, there's some action scenes there and stuff like that, and then everybody started like climbing into the back of the room and pressing their ears against the speakers. And there's almost nothing in there. Wow, cool. So it's just mostly center channel. Yeah. Have fun there. Yeah, musicals and mono. Yeah, I wonder what other mono musicals are. I mean, except for the really old ones, but that's got to be a cool new thing. I'm going to make a musical, put it in mono, film it in 4:3. Black and white. Go old school. A24 I'll put it at. I'll be sweet. Hey, what's up, Savoy? Man, yeah, everyone in the UK and Australia and New Zealand. I could have you guys to myself for the first time in a while. Not usually up at 3:30. Wild. But it was cool. I just wanted to see if this stuff worked, and I was so excited that it did work that this helped kind of erase all the tension from the earlier portion of the evening, troubleshooting stuff and reformatting hard drives and stuff like that. So I thank y'all for taking the edge off. Now I can sleep and not grit my teeth. I won't wake up with tooth shards in my mouth. Yeah, Mono Terminator definitely counts as a musical. Let's go with that. Yeah, thanks. Definitely a successful test. Yeah, Mono Terminator rocks. That's where it's at. That THX one, too. That's sweet stuff. Got the original sound effects. Love it. I should really collect all the different pressings of the Terminator 2, just because, yeah. Just because. Oh, thanks. Yeah, that LaserDisc 101 video, man. That was going to be one in a series of so many. I had them all planned out and everything. And then, yeah, I crapped out. Hey, Tim, how's it going, man? Thanks for tuning in. Hope you've been getting some good vinyl lately. I was going to do a vinyl update on the podcast tonight, but of course everything fell apart, so I didn't get a chance to. But I went to a friend's estate sale for their parents, so got a couple things there, mostly 80s things, but like really nice minty copies and like early pressings of things. So yeah, of commons, but that'd be cool. Low stampers. It would be sounding pretty good. So yeah, if I had them nearby, I'd grab them. But where did I get? I got a couple of things at my local shop too. Not too long ago. Do I have anything down there? Yeah, they're all hiding on me. But I'll get them going in the next podcast proper. You could be the Nathan P. Butler of Terminator. Yeah, I still got to buy his books. His last series there. I got to grab those. Because he thanked me in the liner notes, so I gotta get copies. I do have definitive speakers. I got you can see my BP10s right there. I got BP10s with the I think that's like the walnut top pieces, and then I've got a CLR 3000, which you can't see over by my screen, and that one's got like a cherry end caps, and then I've got you can see. See how my finger works. How's my finger work? There we go. BPX. I got BPXs on two sides, and then I got BP2Xs kind of hiding in between there too. So, yeah, I'm a big definitive fan. Love these things. So, I'm gonna ride them out as long as I can. And then what else do we got? A couple of SVS subwoofers, but I used to get paranoid, like when I had my old Advents, my old like Jensen era Advents was like my first kind of like little tower speakers. I got paranoid once when I watched True Lies, and I thought I heard like the woofers kind of like bottom out, but I never did any like blow any tweeters or anything like that. So thankfully, I've gotten speakers that I bought used that had blown tweeters, and I'm like, shit, I gotta fix these. But the only thing I've had problematic wise was, of course, foam for the woofers that I had to redo on a couple of Advent speakers. I just did that not too long ago on my my new large Advents I have up in my hi-fi setup upstairs. So, but that's about it. Yeah, thankfully I haven't really, knock on wood, wrecked any tweeters. Rare LaserDisc, Evil Dead 2, Blood Red, or Phantom Menace. I'd go Evil Dead, Blood Red, even though it's pretty easy-ish to find. We always joke that the rarer one of the two of that pressing is the silver disc, because they repressed a certain amount on silver because there was some of the older players were having a hard time reading the like the old helium neon lasers were having a hard time reading the red, so they had to reissue them in silver. And I don't know how many. We could probably find it from Vinny Boncolari. He's in the groups on Facebook, but I don't think there was like a major pressing run of the silver ones, but they're a little bit harder to find. Phantom Menace was wild for such a late release. That thing was pressed like insane numbers, and that was next to Pulp Fiction. That was like, and probably Star Wars. That was like the most, like the earlier Japan special collection ones. That was the most like imported disc that I knew of here in the States. Tons of people were importing it, and because there was no domestic release here in North America, so that was like the go-to disc. So there's a lot available, and you can get them really cheap. So I got a few of the harder ones to get are the ones that have the cards. There's like trading cards that come like attached to the cover on some copies. I don't have any copies that have the trading cards, but I know my buddy Ryan's had some that I think he ended up selling those or whatever. But But yeah, the Phantom Menace is like, style of the jacket's cool. Love the Obi and everything like that. Love that EX track. Super easy to find. So that's a cool thing. But yeah, if you import from Japan, you get them on the auction sites. Those things are, that and Princess Mononoke are like the go-to like killer AC3, amazing later releases that are just super easy to find. So you live dangerously with my attenuator switch off. You wild man. You're out of control. But yeah. Yeah, Evil Dead 2, it seems like everybody has. It's funny how certain rare discs like go through phases where everybody has them. Like Fight Club is tougher to find now, but there was a period where everybody and their mother was just like buying Fight Club on the daily basis. Yeah. And then it kind of dried up. So, and then The World Is Not Enough even came in blunt. There was like a bunch on eBay recently too. It's like everything comes in batches. It's weird. I don't know what it is. And then there's the discs like the Cell that like just don't come along at all unless you know somebody. Yeah, it's funny, like the certain circles you have to get into to acquire certain discs. It's very the Ninth Gate, where Johnny Depp has to kind of get into some interesting situations to get the the evil satanic books. Thanks. Yeah, the voice is a little extra gravelly right now just because it's in the wee hours, but yeah, my radio voice is almost there. But yeah, I'll sound a little less gravelly tomorrow after some rest on liquids. Jason Takes Manhattan. Yeah, I don't have that on LD. I don't have any of the Fridays. Some of the older Fridays look really bad too, and they cost a lot. Yeah, the rental gold disc. I got a bunch of the rental Japanese gold discs. I got to get some of the Star Trek box sets though, because there's the 2 box sets, like the one that's multilingual, and then there's the one that's I think just in English. So yeah, I want to get those. Sadly, not playing gigs. The whole kind of scenario with the band like pooped out. Like we got a new album out, but like maybe 2019-ish or something like that, we lost our practice space, and everybody was kind of scattered to the 4 corners of the state. Actually, one of our members was out of state at the time, and it was just trying to get everybody together and figure out, like, are we going to rent a place? Are we going to find a place? And so we had our drummer was putting together this huge, we called it Garage Mahal. He was putting into this like 3-bay car garage with this huge A-frame like loft. And he's like, we'll practice here. So like, all right, cool. And then it just like was one of those things where it's like herding cats. You can never get, like, once the foot was off the gas, then it was tough to get the foot back on the gas. So yeah, it was tough. So we never got that garage put together. And then we were working on an album, and then the pandemic hit, everything shut down. And then by the time we got back together, we did release the album, but that was about it. Like, all the steam had left, and everybody was just kind of like running off doing their own thing. And so the band never broke up or anything, but haven't played a gig in a while, sadly. Yeah, I do have DVL 90. I had a couple of them, but I sold one. Yeah, just for the curiosity. They're fun, the DVLs. There's that nice, is it the HF9 Japanese only player? Or is it just the H9? That's a really nice one. They're actually, it's one of those things people talk trash about them, and they're better performers than you expect. They're not quite like the cream of the crop. They're not like an HLD XO or anything like that. But the first time I fired up the 90, I was like, oh, this is way better than I thought it was going to look. So the DVD end is pretty mediocre. It's like really early, like generation DVD. So nothing to write home about. Though I got to say, it was better than the first DVD player I bought was a Pioneer, and it had horrific lip sync issues, and I just brought it back to Circuit City, and then I went to another electronic shop in town. I got a Panasonic A120U instead. So that was the end of the Pioneer DVD experience. But I got to say, the DVD player in my DVL 90 actually didn't have any lip sync issues that I noticed. So it actually performed better than my standalone Pioneer player. But yeah, it's pretty rudimentary feature wise and doesn't deliver a great picture. But It's pretty fun. It's like engineering wise, it's pretty wild. Just because it's like they put a DVD player and a LaserDisc player and duct taped it together. It's like two entirely different carriages, and like the DVD one has to slide to the back, move to the side, step out of the way, let the LD one come in, and they can both read CD too, so it's kind of cool. And yeah, and I always like the fact that the light on the front changes, like it's like turns green if you're watching LD, and it turns blue if you're watching DVD. Yeah, it's pretty rad. It's fun to have one for sure. And of course the DVLs have the nice wood paneling and everything, though the Japanese only ones have the nice champagne finish, so it's worth getting. Of course they were always overpriced, like on the used market, just because the curiosity kind of factor always raised it. Like they were always like $100 to $200 too expensive. Though of course you could triple cross them sometimes. I've gotten them in like lots and local sales and things like that, so they're occasionally affordable, but people tend to overprice them, for considering what you get. But yeah, I wouldn't fault you for getting one. And then they're good conversation pieces, as always. Yeah, you'd be like, look, it's got DVD and LaserDisc in this thing, so smoke that. All right, I guess I should probably get some sleep. Thanks everybody for hanging out. It was awesome. It was cool getting to chat with my friends across the pond. And Charlie wasn't here. Charlie's the only person I don't think I got to see. Hopefully he's doing out. Check out Strictly Sega. I don't know if he's been putting out any videos lately. I gotta check it out. But I think he's still got his Home for the Elderly shop too. I think he's still got that going. I haven't seen him when he posts an LDF, but yeah, cheers from North America. But yeah, no, thanks for dropping some questions and stuff like that. Yeah, Eric, thanks. You were here for like almost the whole thing. So I'm not glad we both had lousy days, but I'm glad at least we could commiserate. Yeah, cheers, Jeremy. And yeah, we'll be back with a proper Wolfpack podcast, and I actually have some like non-Wolfpacky videos coming too. So I meant to actually talk about that earlier. So I did lose one thing tonight, but nothing major, nothing I can't recreate. So hopefully I'll get some videos coming soon. So I'm still alive, I swear. So yeah, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.